Hi folks, Puffin here. This is just my little rant about Chris Rock and Will Smith and Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. So some people, Trump Putineers, will pretend like it's no big deal that Trump isn't in jail yet. And some people, the same Trump Putineers, will pretend like, oh, it's no big deal that Putin's invading Ukraine, or he's redeploying to one half of Ukraine. That's no big deal. And a judge did rule the other day that Trump is most likely guilty of federal crimes. But the same day, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. And so many people, even though there's some people who say it's no big deal that Trump's in jail, not very many people are talking about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock like it's the only thing that matters. Like, the only thing we really need to talk about is what's going to happen to Will Smith for slapping Chris Rock. So I just want to make this video to put these things in terms that people will understand who are thinking about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Now, when he did that, Will Smith could have done something differently. He could have stopped on his approach up to the stage. And if everybody's supposed to know that his wife has a certain medical condition, he might as well have used the opportunity to educate everybody and said, my wife has this medical condition. Here's the site you can go to raise awareness about it, and stuff like that. That would have required stopping his original plan to go hit Chris Rock. So he would have had to stop in the middle of the stage. Even if he didn't do that, even if he didn't make it about the medical condition, because I guess we're all supposed to know that she has this medical condition. Nobody gave respect to Chris Rock for saluting the veterans with a G.I. Jane joke. But anyway, even if he didn't stop to do that, if he just stopped, if he just said, nah, and turned around, he wouldn't have looked bad. He would have looked, good for not going through with a violent, unnecessary action. And that's how it relates to Putin and Trump. If Trump had said stop to the Trumpsurrectionists on January 6th and told them not to go to the Capitol, everybody was waiting for Trump to tell them to stop. But he didn't. Or I think I had a video of hours later when he said something, really maybe egging them on some more. And that video is removed from YouTube promptly. I don't know. I guess you can see it, unless YouTube is protecting Trump by removing that video. Much like, YouTube seems to be in favor of people talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock, but not talking about Trump going to jail or talking about, defeating Putin and ending his invasion of Ukraine. So, it's unfortunate that there's this bias in the social media platforms that have been built into it by these trolls, these Trump Putineer trolls. But that's what it is. That's what we're looking at. And that's why I wanted to put it in these terms. If Trump had told the Trumpsurrectionists to stop, just like if Will Smith had stopped on the stage and decided not to slap Chris Rock, he wouldn't be guilty of that crime. He's still guilty of other crimes, but he wouldn't be guilty of that crime. If Putin had stopped trying to invade Ukraine, if he'd been telling the truth when he's like, oh, I'm just having an exercise on the border, or I'm just amassing on the border for no real reason, then if he'd stopped and gone back home, he wouldn't be in the trouble he's in now. He wouldn't have killed all the people he's killed, but he wouldn't have committed all the crimes he's committed. And it's only going to be worse. It's going to be worse for any of these people who take that side. So I just wanted to point this out, that any impulse to violence, if you can stop yourself, that's going to be wise. If you're the one who's an aggressor and you can stop the violence, do so. If you can stop the lies or an insurrection or a coup attempt or revolt or something that you eventually admit is for a big lie, you should. I think Trump is now admitting that it's a big lie, that he knows he now knows he didn't win the election, but he's trying to blame his subordinates, trying to say these people lied to him. So he's still not turning on Putin. Which, when there's that much betrayal, because Putin betrayed the Russian people and humanity, Trump betrayed America and humanity. When there's that much betrayal, one of them's going to betray the other one eventually. But now they're just betraying the subordinates. I think the subordinates will turn on Trump, and Trump should ultimately turn on Putin. But I guess he'll pretend he's the victim one way or the other, when Putin is ultimately the one who's made victims of all of us and should be held accountable. So thanks for watching and sharing, and good luck to Chris Rock and Will Smith. Good luck with all the bad publicity from it and whatever else happens. But being a lesson against violence is what we should have, and that would have helped if it had been reinforced with some consequences for Trump or even Putin for what they've done. But the lesson is the same. If they'd stopped, if they'd gone back, they wouldn't be so guilty and hated. But they went through with it. So that's why they're guilty and hated. And don't go through with bad things. Thanks for watching. See you soon.